Hi everyone, this is Elizabeth with 217 Creations, and today I'm going to show you how I made these beautiful, gorgeous frilled tulips. And these are made from paper, and this is actually going to be a tulip that is going into my Twilight mini album that I am making. And so I thought that I'd originally do a photo tutorial, but it's really hard to do a photo tutorial of something that requires more action. So I decided I'd shoot a video. So I hope you enjoy it, and we're going to get started because I think it's going to take me my full time, but we'll see. So I'm going to start with these apple shapes, and these were cut from my Cricut from Celebrate with Flourish. But as those of you with Cricuts know, there's lots of apples available on several cartridges. If you don't have a Cricut, an apple shaped punch will work too. You'll just want to make sure you cut the stem off. The reason I chose this cut is because it came without the stem, so it just made it a little bit easier for me. So I went ahead and cut these out, and you're going to need 6 total. So we've got our 6 petals. I like this McGill Paper Blossoms mat that they sell for shaping my flowers. I also own their kit, and for me these are just the easiest tools to use for making paper flowers. I'm going to start with the 8mm, but as you can see, it's just a stylus ball tip. So if you have something at home that might work, you could give that a try too. These are just so much more convenient and easy for me. So I'm going to go ahead and I need to shape all 6 of them. Now I'm going to tell you, if you accidentally tear the flower, do not worry about it, because as you can see, we're going to coat it in lots of Tattered Angels products as well as acrylic paint. So do not worry about it being perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, and focus mainly on the edges when you're doing this process. And you want it to get wrinkly so that it looks really, really frilled once we fold it up. Okay, and one more left. See that one I accidentally tore, but I'm not even going to worry about it. Okay, so the next step, now that I have all 6 of my petals shaped and kind of frilled out, I'm going to bring over my scratch paper here. I've put some adhesive on here. This is actually the Scotch Quick Dry adhesive, and I like to, whenever I'm building paper flowers, put my adhesive out to set for just a couple minutes before I need it. That way the air starts to kind of get a little bit tackier and you can build flowers faster. So the first thing I'm going to do is take one of my petals and then take another one, and I'm going to dip the edge into the adhesive, and I'm going to line them up. And basically, do not worry if there's glue that comes out, because like I said, this is no need to worry about perfection when it comes to this part. So I'm just going to start layering them, and as you can see, I kind of crisscross them and overlap them so they're kind of building out towards the center. I'm kind of building a cup is what we're doing. And on the last one, you're going to need to dip it on both sides so it closes it. And then if you have any adhesive, I just wipe it off with my finger. That's why my fingers look the way they do in half my videos, because I'm not prissy about my fingers in this process. Okay, so I have my little cup, which is the base of the tulip, and as you can see, it has a nice shape to it. So we're going to, from here, take our mat away, because we're going to get a little bit messy with some product. And the first thing I'm going to do is use my new favorite tool. This is from Imaginess, and it's their De-Stress. This is the package it comes in. Absolutely love this product. It comes with 3 different tips, and the tips just slide in and out for depending on what kind of project. So this is the largest tip they have with it, and it's like a sanding tip. And what I'm going to do is, this is just going to rough up and loosen the paper a little bit so that we can manipulate and run the paper the way we want. So I'm going to kind of focus on my outer edges. Do not worry about the inside of this flower, because as you can see, I folded in half. You can kind of see it starts to kind of tear the paper up, soften it, and thin it out, and that's what we really want it to do. So I'm going to come up to this side. Tatter up those edges a little bit. Okay, so we're all done with that. Oh, flower came apart. Okay, try this again. Sorry about that. Okay, so we have our flower and we've kind of distressed the edges on it. Now what I'm going to do is actually take my flower and fold it in half. And I'm going to use fringing scissors. These are from Martha Stewart, but there's lots of companies that sell fringing scissors. And I'm just going to kind of come in and fringe out the edges. Okay. And now we're going to separate the flower back open. There we go. So we've got our flower, we've got our frilled edges, and from here, instead of leaving it like this where all the cuts line up, I'm going to kind of like turn it sideways so it creates like an angle so we can see some different layers of that fringing. And so you're going to fold your flower in half again. Okay, and from here we're going to come in with a product. This is from Tattered Angels called Glimmer Glaze, and I'm using Flirty as the color. Glimmer Glaze comes with its own brush. It's kind of like a nail polish brush. And all I'm doing is just kind of saturating the edges to give it some depth and to soften that paper up and add some sparkle and lacquer look to it. So I'm going to show you how we're going to curl these edges up. And then if I get any extra, I kind of take my flower and run it through there. It doesn't make a difference, but I just like to keep it all on there. So now that we've got the edges done with the Glimmer Glaze, I'm going to come in with their other product. And this one's called Glimmer Glam. Now Glimmer Glam has a lot of sparkle inside of it. It will settle very, very quickly. So what I like to do is shake it up real good, and then I actually pour it into the lid. So the glitter, if it does settle, settles down to the bottom of the lid and not to the bottom of the bottle where I have to dig it back out. So I'm going to take a brush. Glam does not come with a brush, so you'll need a brush. Whatever brush you decide to use with this product, you'll either want to designate it for this product alone and wash it in between uses, or be very diligent about what you stick it in, because I've had trouble kind of getting my brushes clean from it. So I usually just keep one and I wash it right away, because if you leave it on there and dry, it'll become really hard and kind of crisp up a little bit. So as you can see, I just take that, run that along, and blend it into those other ones that we did with the Glimmer Glaze. And your paper is going to start feeling really, really soft at this point, because we've put a lot of product on it, we've distressed it, we've crinkled it, we've cut it. So, but that's what's going to allow us to shape this into a really pretty shape. So from here, I'm going to take it, and your fingers are going to get messy doing this, I'm going to grab those frills, the little fringing that we cut before, and look how nice they roll up. And this doesn't have to be perfection. I mean, think of flowers in nature. No two flowers are exactly the same. So it does not have to be absolutely perfect. You'll just want to get it where it kind of curls up a little bit. And I like the way that one looks. So I'm going to take my same paintbrush that I just used with the Glimmer Glam, and I'm going to wipe it clean. And I'm going to come into some white acrylic paint. This is just plain white acrylic paint. And I'm going to start at the base. And just dab it in there. Now the tulip I'm recreating from the cover of New Moon is a parrot tulip that is white and red, and it has a little bit of light red veining that runs through it. And so what I'm going to do is start with the white, just like this. And because this Glimmer Glam is still kind of wet, I'm going to start kind of blending them together so we get a little bit softer, more diffused line. And then what I'm going to do is come back in with a little of that Glimmer Glaze, and I'm just going to kind of touch some of these edges here. And then take my brush, and you can kind of see it starts to blend that out a little bit more. Okay? I'm going to wipe my brush again, and come back in with some more white. Because of the red paper, it kind of bleeds a little bit, so you're going to have to stack the white pretty thick, and this will probably take overnight to dry all the way, because I'm putting this on really, really thick, because I want that base of that flower to be white. And then from here, I come back in again with the Glimmer Glaze. You just need a tiny bit of this. And I'm just going to kind of blend that pink that you can see back into red. And I could spend hours working on these flowers and making them look absolutely perfect, but that's not what I'm going for. So, and then from here, I'm going to come in with a fresh, clean brush. That same brush, just keep wiping it off. And I'm going to pull the white back up into the flower. So it looks like natural veining. Okay, I'm going to zoom in, so hang on with me. And look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? To me, it looks so real and so authentic because it has a lot of depth and dimension to it, which is what a flower has in real life. So I'm going to bring you back out again. Sorry for the bump. There we go. And bring this up here. So after the Glimmer Glam and Glimmer Glaze is dried, if you can hear that, that's what it's going to be like, which is perfect because it's going to be really, really sturdy and be able to handle it when it goes into the mini, which I'm still working on. So hopefully soon I'll have a video uploaded with the rest of my cuts for my Twilight mini album. But this is my flower. I hope you like my tutorial. I think it's pretty easy once you kind of get the hang of it. It can be made pretty fast, and I'm sure you can find ways to improvise if you're missing one or two of the supplies. But I would say that the big things that you really need to make this project happen would be the two Tattered Angels products that I used. The Glimmer Glaze, I'm going to show it to you again, and the color is Flirty, and the Glimmer Glam, and that one's Be Positive, which I think is kind of funny and ironic all at the same time since I'm working on a Twilight mini and it says Be Positive. So anyways, I hope you guys have a great day, and as always, I appreciate comments, subscribers, and followers. Be sure to check out my blog because I will be posting the free Gypsy files on how to create this Twilight mini that I'm working on, and I hope you have a fabulous day. Thank you!